Good afternoon, S3, and I hope you're all well. Today I am going to go through with you your fourth task, which is looking at the final factor, which is called the social factor. After this, you have then nearly completed the first stage of the cycle of analysis. After completing the social factor this week, we then need to go through how we structure our answers within this stage, and we use a technique called DICE, which splits up your answer into 4 parts, and I'll put up a tutorial to this later on in the week, because when it comes to next year, you need to now start answering questions within the factors impacting performance by using DICE. Then after we have covered that, and we have done it for each of these sub-factors, so by the end of it, you are going to have 12 DICE examples, which are going to look at every sub-factor. And then after that, you're then going to move on to identifying your strengths and your weaknesses by using methods to test these sub-factors to see which ones are your strengths and which ones are your weaknesses. But I don't want to go information overload, but that is the next stage that we need to move to after completing this week's task. As always, I have given you a breakdown of how to complete each task. I have put up the presentation, and this week I've tried something a little bit different. Rather than you adapting a task sheet, I have now put up a Google form. So instead of that, you'll see something like this where you'll find little gaps or maybe some multiple choice answers that you'll need to answer for me to submit. Okay, I'm going to give this a try for this week's task to see how it works, but if it doesn't work, I'll just put up a task sheet as a Google document for you to adapt like you have before. But I thought we would maybe try something a little bit different, and I'll go through how to answer that later on in the presentation. Now, I have left this up for you, just in case some of you are still not sure how to complete tasks in Google Classroom. This is a video created by Mr. Murray. So if there's anybody that's unsure with completing tasks, Mr. Murray goes through how to use a virtual jotter and how he submits it to his teacher. Again, I have given you what to think about when you're watching these clips and answering these questions. Now, I'm really wanting to challenge you here. If it's a positive impact, tell me why. What is it allowing them to do? Don't just say it allows them to score a goal. Think of the skills that they're doing. Think about how they're performing. And if it's a negative impact, what is it not allowing them to do? Really look to challenge yourself here, third years, okay? Show me your understanding. Now, an example from the mental factor task, this person here provided an exceptional answer when we looked at the mental factor, specifically being the sub-factor decision making. So they went on to say for their answer, if they thought it was positive or negative, I think it would have a positive impact on the player because they won the point. Okay, that's fine, but now they've went into real depth and they've told me why. The player needs to decide where they are going to hit the shuttle depending on where their opponent is positioned on the court, because they have a higher chance of winning the point if they hit it into the open space of the court. That alone is an exceptional answer. This person here is understanding how this positive impact looks and what it has allowed them to do in their badminton performance. So as always, I've put up an example there from one of the answers that was provided from one person in the class. Please challenge yourself to give that level of depth, because that was a brilliant answer. Now moving on to the social factor. This is our final factor that we need to focus on. So this is called the social factor, and within it has 3 sub-factors. It has communication, roles and responsibilities, and relationships. As always, here are our definitions. So these are what they mean. So communication is a two-way exchange. This can be done either verbally or non-verbally. And verbally is obviously when we're speaking, and non-verbally could be with use of hand signals. Roles and responsibilities, I want you to think of this as a position in a team sport or a role that they might have. So they could be a coach, they could be a captain. And as I said, in terms of position, they could be a striker in football, they could be a scrum half in rugby, they could be a point guard in basketball, a centre in netball. So just always try and think of a role and a responsibility being a role that they have in their team. So it could either be a position or it could be another role such as a captain. And the relationship is a connection that you may have with one or more teammates or coaches that you participate in the same team as. Now, as I said before, this could be a positive or a negative relationship, and I want you to tell me how that looks. So a positive relationship, they might be very, very positive when they're communicating with each other. They may be very open, complimentary, very positive. But if it's negative, there might be a bit of tension. They may not get along. And what types of impact would this have in their performance? So if it was a positive relationship, they would connect better on the pitch. They'd be able to work together effectively. Whereas if you flip it, if it's a negative impact, then it may be that they don't get along. They won't have necessarily any trust in each other. So the task is always watch all the clips on the social sub-factors, and then after that, go into the Google form and answer the questions. So you might have, as I've done here, have the task sheet in one of the tabs and then the social factor in the next one, just so you can switch back and forward. Okay, so I have given you a mixture of some short answer responses, some multiple choice questions, and then finally I'm going to give you an example here, because this is going to be structured a little bit differently and I don't want any short responses. I want you to give me as much depth as you can here. So I'm going to go through watching Andy Murray and Serena Williams with you. So I'll go down to this task here. As you can see, you can hover or even just click on the YouTube clip, and it comes up here, which will then take me to the YouTube clip for me to watch. Now I want you to watch the full clip. I'm going to stop it in a little bit and I'll go through a little idea of the answers that I'm going to look for you to do. So what I'm doing here, the question is asking me, after watching Andy Murray and Serena Williams, is their relationship positive or negative, and why? So I want you to tell me if the relationship that they've got is a positive or a negative one. I want you to tell me how that looks.
Ready for play.
So we're watching here. And I'm watching to see what Serena and Andy Murray is like after every point. So we can see there, as soon as Serena Williams hits the winner, what is Andy Murray doing? So Andy Murray's fist pumping, he's congratulating Serena Williams, he is going up and giving her a high five. So I'm instantly thinking there, right, that's a positive relationship there. They are working effectively, no matter even if the point before they lost the point. But in this point here, Serena was able to bounce back and win the point with a brilliant return. So I'm ready to give my answer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write my first part. So is it relationship? So their relationship is positive. Now, it doesn't stop there. It allows you to then move a couple of lines down. I need to tell the teacher why. So their relationship is positive as every point that is scored, they give each other a high five and congratulate each other, even if they don't win the point. Okay? So that is just a basic answer there, but you can show me that in a lot more depth, but that is what I'm looking for you to do for each one here. So please do not just give me one word answers here that is just a positive or if it's just a negative. I want you to tell me why. So really delve into that depth, third years. Okay? After you've answered every question, then just all you need to do is click submit. Okay? So as a quick summary, read through the presentation, watch all the clips, click on the Google form, which is here. So you do simply click on that, answer all the questions, and then click submit. So what I've done there is that I've covered what stage of the psychoanalysis that you're on at the moment. What's the stages that you're going to be moving on to next when you're going to be actually structuring your answers with using dice before moving on to identifying your strengths and weaknesses. More help for Google Classroom tasks with help from Mr. Murray. An example there of somebody demonstrating excellent depth to their answer in last week's task. But as always, third years, if there are any problems, please just put in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay? Good luck.